welcome back to the Pucking Mad podcast. Today we have the first Spordle special, the Great Spordle Debarcle. Obviously, it's just me again today, so if you feel that my last ramble bored you, perhaps this podcast probably isn't right for you. I really won't blame you for switching off now if you want to. Today, obviously, as I've already said, we're going to be talking about Spordle. For those who don't know, Spordle is a Montreal-based company who basically provides software and technology to run events such as sporting leagues, registration and timing for running events, things like this, basically helping to keep the administration of such events running smoothly. It's used mainly by minor league organisations all over the world, particularly in its native country Canada, with Hockey Canada using the system, Laval Rocket ice hockey team in the AHL, and even the Dragon Boat Canada using it, which is a bit of a strange mix from ice hockey over to dragon boat racing. The system itself seems to function very well in the wide range of various sports. In November 2021, the EIHA announced that the league's fixtures live system would be decommissioned at the end of the 21-22 season. From what I can gather, I may be wrong, the system was decommissioned because it was really expensive, but also a bit only the EIHA. Nobody else within the ice hockey leagues were using it, really. Once this direction was chosen, the EIHA basically assembled the Avengers in order to find an alternative. Honestly, the statement meanders on and on and on, saying about a whole load of nothing, rambling on about safeguarding, things like that, until it mentions that a painstaking search has led to the board choosing Spordle as the alternative. In the statement, the board make it clear that they weren't completely happy with Spordle, claiming it wasn't as simple as an off-the-shelf product to implement. Naturally, they were probably right, but as far as I'm concerned, the EIHA basically oversees, leagues, ice hockey leagues. And Spordle makes a product that allows organisations to manage leagues. So why wouldn't an off-the-shelf product from Spordle be suitable? I mean, surely they design products for exactly what the EIHA is trying to manage. So I'm happy for you to tell me I'm wrong, I don't mind that. And if I am wrong, why would the EIHA choose a product that wasn't ready to go immediately? After all, they had less than a season after the announcement that the fixtures live system would be decommissioned. Surely you'd want something that would hit the ground running. I don't understand that. To be completely honest, the reason why I raise doubt that my opinion is correct is because of this chap, and I'm going to pop him up on the screen here. Mohammed Ashraf is the chairman of the EIHA. One of the things that makes Mr. Ashraf suitable for this role is not his experience as a netminder for the Lee Valley Whalers, but his experience outside of the sport. As per his profile on the EIHA website, Mr. Ashraf states, I quote, Mohammed Ashraf is a channel sales manager with demonstrable proficiency in driving and delivering complex business IT change and transformation programs. I say this quite a lot now. I honestly don't have a clue. I don't know what I'm talking about. But that quote makes me think that Mr. Ashraf may be the perfect person to implement a system that isn't off the shelf, as they say, even though the product in question appears to be very much off the shelf. I'd love to invite any member of the board who wishes to take the responsibility for this matter to come on and explain why I'm wrong. I would even read out a statement if they would prefer. I understand these podcasts are very public and aren't necessarily everyone's cup of tea. Some people don't want to come on, so if you have a statement, feel free to come on. What is going on now with Spordle? I mean, Spordle at the rinks, from what I've seen, appears to be a disaster. Paper-based score systems, issues with team sheets. I mean, look at the Morley Cup final. That issue's been brushed over, no problems now. These problems shouldn't be happening at any level of the pyramid, surely. I believe training was given in December 2022. Again, I'm probably wrong. If that was correct, training mid-season for a system that underpins the whole organisation is frankly comical. Couple that with the fact it wasn't ready at the point when the officials received the training, and the situation becomes frankly embarrassing. So who is responsible for this issue? A quick check on the EIHA's board's responsibility matrix, again I will put a link on a blog post on puckingmad.com, reveals a blisteringly confusing blare of initials indicating various individual responsibilities for various tasks. And to be fair, when it comes to assigning responsibility for various complex tasks, this matrix is done as well as I think it possibly can be. But when it comes to the implementation of Spordle, there is no one person who is identified as responsible. Nobody we can look to for queries or send recommendations. Of course, I'm just a fan, and there's no way the EIHA will open up that level of communication for people of my level. Perhaps for teams, it's a different story. That that is the problem. The EIHA has failed to highlight a single person responsible. When it comes to implementing the system, if one person has been made responsible, maybe the issue would have been solved. Obviously, there are bigger issues in all of this. This is probably the most contentious issue. As a fan, I rely heavily on the amazing work done by NIHL Stats. I will link them in the description, and I won't go into detail too much, but this website is basically ran by volunteers who report results, league standings, things like that. Currently, this is the only reliable way to get information about results around the country on a consistent basis. It's a developing sport. Easy access to results and league positions is one of the only ways that new fans will come to this game. If newcomers struggle to get access to live info, guess what? They're going to head back to football, they're going to head back to rugby, and they're going to head back to cricket, which is the ultimate disaster because it's rubbish. The people who keep the NIHL Stats running are volunteers. They do it because of the love of the sport, to share this amazing sport with people around the country and beyond. I'm guessing that maybe some of the board of directors probably contribute to NIHL Stats as they feel bad about the situation. After all, they are earning a wage. Maybe they don't, I don't know, but I'd like to think that there's some of them, giving up some of their time to contribute to NIHL Stats. Anyway, that is a very brief ramble about the Great Spordle Debarcle. I am certain this is an extremely sensitive topic. I've certainly got things wrong. I will accept that. If you think I got anything wrong, please tell me. If there's anything blatantly wrong, tell me, because I will be adding a second and possibly a third on this topic, because there is so much information to go through that it would be great to continue this special. Thank you very much for listening, guys. Also, it's important to say to the EIHA board, if you feel aggrieved or disagree with anything I said here, I'm completely content to accept I'm wrong. I'm only a fan giving a fan's perspective, so I only have a very narrow window into this situation. If you would like to answer this, you're more than welcome to come on the podcast or to provide a statement. I'll gladly give the time of day. I did tweet the EIHA, but obviously I think it's a bank holiday, so you haven't got back to me, or you probably never will get back to me. If you enjoyed this podcast, guys, please consider liking and subscribing. Supposedly that helps the pod grow. To be completely honest, I don't really care about any of that. I just hope that you enjoy it. Leave a comment if you really do disagree or you strongly agree. Like any of these things, I will leave a blog post on puckingmad.com with all of the links to the information in this podcast so that you can verify what I've said in case you think I'm talking absolute rubbish. Thank you so much for listening in, guys, and I will see you soon. Bye.